Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm joined with Carrie Richard and Lindsay Nelson. How are you, ladies?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. They are at Mystic Aquarium, and what are your professional titles?
I am the supervisor of cetaceans and pinnipeds here at Mystic Aquarium.
Cool.
And Lindsay over here is one of our senior trainers of cetaceans and pinnipeds.
And how are things down at Mystic so far today?
Pretty wet and cold, but not as snowy as we were anticipating. And that's Juno right here. And he has pretty much given us what his opinion of today is. So these guys love the snow, so I think he's a little bit disappointed in the lack of snowfall that we're having today. It's more rainy than anything.
Oh, Juno's bummed out. He was looking forward to the snow. Well, I thank you both so much for joining us, and Juno too as well. So we really wanted to get an inside look. I've always been curious at what is it like when you get a big snowstorm or a weather event? What happens to the animals? What happens, when you really have to shut things down? Who takes care of the animals? What do they do? What happens? And so we contacted Mystic Aquarium to see what goes down. I mean, they can't really take care of themselves. And so we contacted you. And so you're kind of giving us an inside look and giving us the scoop on what happens kind of behind closed doors.
Absolutely. So as animal care professionals, our job is to take care of these guys, Juno in particular, our beluga whales, and all of our animals here, including our fish and invertebrates, 365 days a year. So even though the aquarium is technically closed to the public on 2 days, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we still have animal care staff here for about 6 to 8 hours on those days to make sure our animals are well fed and cared for. We also have technicians that deal with our life support systems that are on call 24/7. We have night security that's always here, just kind of double checking on the animals. But on a day like this, where the aquarium is closed and we're expecting 12 to 18 inches of snow, we have skeleton crew, is what we call it, of individuals that come in. And we came in between 6 and 7 o'clock this morning, and we're all hunkered down to spend the night here. We've got lots of provisions for us to eat as well, and we'll be checking on the animals during the night to make sure that everything's okay. But the animals love this weather. All of the animals that we have in our outdoor exhibits here, including our beluga whales and our pinnipeds, which are stellar sea lions, our northern fur seals, and our harbor seals, they're very used to being in this weather. Juno here, he spends all of his time in cold weather. Beluga whales are found in Arctic and subarctic areas of the world, so off the coast of Alaska, Canada, Russia, Greenland, Norway. So he's right at home in these cold temperatures, right, big guy?
So he doesn't mind at all. So he's kind of bummed out about the snow.
Yeah, I think he's a little indifferent, but we're a little bummed out.
So when it comes to major events like this, and I spoke with the both of you earlier, and you were both, poor things, were just soaking wet. When it comes to this, I mean, is it hard to get around to all the different stations, or are you kind of assigned different areas and that's what you really have to get to? Is it hard to really take care of everybody, or is it really like you're just on a schedule all day long?
What do you think, Lynn?
Yeah, well, since we have just a few, our skeleton crew come in, we kind of help each other out. So we just kind of have fun on these days, besides, of course, taking care of the animals, but we kind of go to different departments and help out. So even though Carrie and I are primarily with the whales and the seals and sea lions outside, we still get to go around and have some fun with the sea lions indoors, as well as the penguins. So it's kind of fun. We all work together as a team and still get our job done, but still kind of have some fun too.
Yeah, for this feed right now, we actually have members of our stranding team over here working with one of our other trainers, Allie.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
And there's Keela right there, making all that noise. And so Sarah and one of the interns are out here, and they're helping us out right now with one of our feeding training sessions, which is cool for them because they were done with feeding their stranded animals for the morning and the early afternoon. So they got to shower out and then come and hang out with us for a while and the animals that we have outside. So like Lindsay said, it's a lot of fun. We work collaboratively together to make sure everything's getting done, but also we get to have fun as well.
And does it make it easier that it's not it's not 18 inches of snow? Is it kind of a relief? I would think, but a relief that it's not 18 inches. Would that just make everything more difficult, not only for you but for the animals as well? Or does it really not make a difference? Are you guys equipped for that?
Really, for us, it doesn't make a difference for the animals. The animals, like I said, are perfectly equipped to be in this weather. Even the seals and sea lions who spend time both in the water and on land, they're used to hauling out in snow-filled areas. Our harbor seals love the snow. They jump out into it. They shovel their faces into it for themselves and kind of throw it all around. It's really quite cute to see. But as far as staffing, really the rain is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time because it's helping us not have to shovel the exhibits as much, but it's also making the snow a lot heavier to shovel. So we got a lot of that done a few hours ago. So hopefully we're done for the day and the evening with that.
yeah, hopefully it won't be too troublesome. So when it comes to feeding the whales, what's their diet include for today? Do they get any special treats without the public around?
Not really. Each one of the animals, our beluga whales, has their own diet, and it's based on their individuality and their needs. So Juno, as a growing male, he's eating about roughly 60 pounds of fish a day right now.
Oh.
He's still putting on some weight as he's growing. He weighs just under 2,000 pounds. He weighs 1,800 pounds and change right now.
Wow.
4 feet in length. But believe it or not, a beluga whale male can tip the scales at over 2,500, even 30,000 pounds when they're fully grown. So he'll turn 15 this summer. He still has some growing to do, which is pretty neat. And so because he's still growing and is a lot larger than our female, his diet is consequently bigger than Keela. Keela is a fully grown female. She's 35 years old, and she's pretty petite as beluga whales run. See if we can go over here and see her a little bit. And she weighs about 1,200 pounds, and she's just about 11 feet long. So her diet is significantly less fish than Juno. She eats between 40 and 50 pounds of fish during the winter time, and she'll eat a little bit less than that in the summertime, where they don't have to build up quite as much of a blubber layer because they're just staying warm when the warmer temperatures come to us here in this sink.
And how important is that to track their diet and to make sure they're staying on those target ranges? I would think that would be complicated to make sure that they're staying within that target range and to keep them on weight scale, because you wouldn't want a chunky whale.
No, that's very true. Working with our animals every day, again, is not only important for us to monitor their health and their well-being, but also to develop a very trusting relationship with them. So we know Juno and Keela very well, and because of that, you can tell when their diets are getting to be a little bit much, or maybe they need more fish. We read behavior. That's part of our job as animal trainers, is to know the animals that we work with and understand their everyday needs, including their hunger drive. And with a beluga whale, of course, it's not as easy just to get them on a scale as it is with our field and sea lion.
Yeah.
Our field and sea lions just hop right up onto the scale once a week, and we make sure that their weight is where it should be. If we need to increase their diet, we will. If we need to decrease their diet, we will. Our beluga whales, we weigh about 2 to 3 times a year, and it's a lot bigger endeavor than it is to weigh our field and sea lions. So we have to bring a crane in, and a lot of people in the water. We have a big scale attached to the crane, and they swim voluntarily into a stretcher. We lift them up in the stretcher about a foot above the water. We get that weight, and we put them right back down into the water. So Juno and Keela are pretty well versed at that procedure that happens a couple times a year, but because it is a lot harder to monitor their weights, and we can't do it weekly, what we can do is not only do their behavior, but we can also teach them a behavior that's called a girth. And so we can get a girth on Juno. So if you ask Juno to lie out here, you'll be able to really appreciate how large he is.
Oh my, he's huge.
And actually takes a tape measure, and she wraps his body right behind his pectoral flippers. There are the 2 flippers that they have on either side of their body, and she can ask him to roll with that simple little nudge she just gave him. So there's the pectoral flipper, and she would put that tape measure right behind the pectoral flipper and wrap it around, and just kind of take a measurement of it. And we do this monthly on Juno because we don't get those weekly weights, just to make sure that they are gaining or losing weight appropriately according to the year, or the time of year, rather.
That's fascinating. And he just goes along. He enjoys it. Or it looks like he is.
Yeah, getting a massage here from Lindsay on his tech.
Oh, that's absolutely fascinating. And some of the penguins came to visit us in the Go Local studios, so we appreciated that. So I don't know if you've seen them at all today, but I wanted to touch base and just make sure they're doing okay.
They are doing okay. Of course, we have African penguins, so they come from a very warm climate. So today they're not outdoors, they're actually indoors, and our trainer and our everything is docked there, and he's taking great care of it, so we can help him out throughout the day, and they're doing very well.
Great. Well, thank you so much to Lindsay and Carrie. I appreciate you so much. When do you guys get to go home today? When do you get to go inside and be warm?
That's a good question. As far as we know, we're going to do tonight, but because of the rain, it's not quite the weather we anticipated, so we're waiting to hear from the powers that be, and maybe we can go down once the travel ban is lifted. I'm not even sure if it has been lifted or not here in Connecticut. We can hear cars on the highway, so that's always a good sign.
That's a good sign.
We've got lots of food, we've got movies. I'm told the Golden Girls Marathon tonight, so we're pretty psyched about it. Someone's gonna do it. It's a tough job, but someone's gonna do it.
Someone has to watch Golden Girls and hang out with the whales, right?
Might as well be us.
Well, thank you so much to the both of you. I really appreciate you touching base with us, filling us in, showing us both of the whales. They are absolutely stunning, gorgeous, and telling us what it's like to be at the aquarium when no one else is there, and filling us in on what that's like. So, thank you so much to the both of you, to everyone at Mystic Aquarium, and keeping everyone